What is going on, fellas, and welcome back to the Director of Football Journeyman. Today we're going to go through the transfers that we've made to this point. It is a little bit after the transfer window has closed, but because of how stacked the episodes were at the beginning, I didn't want to bring you back. I think it was 2 weeks. No, it was a week later, so it was only going to be like 1 or 2 games after. So we've decided to jump ahead a little bit. As you can see, we're top of the league. We're going to play Videoton today. I did say in the last episode we were going to play Ferencvárosi and Videoton, but then I remembered we had to go through the transfers as well, and I think both games would take too long, considering the fact that we have our transfers to go through as well. So, as you can see, we started off the season quite well, unbeaten, very, very tasty. We've had this director of football, for some reason, absolutely loves Matty Llewellyn-Hughes, played for Man City, well, was a Man City player. The kid had no interest in joining us. I think he rejected us 3 times. Newcastle Jets in Australia and St. Joseph's in Gibraltar are interested in him. I wonder if he'll actually go there. He looks pretty good, to be fair. Good tackling, it's good teamwork. Other than that, I don't know what the director of football sees in him. But that's all well and good. Happy days. Lovely for him. So the last player you would have seen us sign was Islam Gad, who he's not played an awful lot, but he's been okay since he has joined. Since then, on deadline day, my director of football went insane, as they all do, and brought in Bex from Videoton. He'd actually he'd come off the bench in 2 games for them in the league. He hasn't played for us yet. Looks okay. There's a lot of right midfielders we have in the squad now, which is interesting, and quite the opposite of what we had originally. Then he went after Stefan Nesovic, who is a 17-year-old playmaker who looks a very tasty prospect. I don't think he's a playmaker, but I think he's more Mazzella box-to-box kind of player. So he's learning to be a Mazzella currently. His physicals are fantastic. His technicals and mentals, not terrible. The only thing he's really lacking is his composure's not great. So, but if I was to teach him to be box-to-box, is 5 finishing, not ideal. Then we brought in Kevin Chobath, who I did mention previously as a player I liked last year, not so much this year. He has come in and he's rocketed up since his arrival. He has been quite good. Overall, he's quite a decent player. He has played 4 games and scored twice for us. Paco de Ferreira made a bit of a loss on him. They only just signed him. Actually, when did they sign him? He was at the club about a year and a week. He was at the club a year and he never played? What? Interesting. So, signed from Ujpest and then never played for them. Okay. Well, he came in, he's been quite good. I'm quite happy to see him in our team and he's playing well. Attila Jakub came in. He's not had the best of times since he's arrived. We played him once off the bench in the cup and then he picked up an injury and he's been out since. He's not amazing, he's fine. He's a good prospect player. And then just, extra right wingers. Martin Szabo came in. I think the director of football probably knows that the Szabo name has done fantastic in recent years. He's not good enough. It's just here on loan. I don't think I'm ever going to play him. He's a handy player to have if we need him at right back. On deadline day as well, we sold Lacage to a second division team. We made 15k on him. He's played quite well. We only played him 3 times, but he's played double that since he left and scored twice. So fair enough. We made money on him. I wasn't overly fussed by that. And Kirko Babic also decided to leave. I think Sylvia finally drove him out. We made a huge loss on him. He had a fantastic season on loan, and then last season played half the games, and then played once this year, and then left. So he's gone off to Obi Odense in Denmark. But all that transfer business we've had, the team we're putting out for today is fairly familiar. We have Poliak in goal, Donierski and Silvia as our wingbacks, Tot and Ndai as our central defenders, Fugete and Kleber as our central midfield, Chobot and Milshawn as our wide men. This is actually Milshawn's most productive season in Europe that he's ever had. He's never played more than 3 games in a season for one team. He played 4 times last year, but he's never played more than 3 times since leaving Brazil. He's already played 4 games this year. What can I say? I'm just too nice to him. Damask and Markovic are going to play up front because Lorenzi is on a holiday. He's exhausted. And Jakob is coming back from his injury, so he's not going to sit on the bench. We have a couple of players on the bench. Argelain scores 4 goals this year. All came in 1 game. So since you were here last, we've played Pushkash, beat them 1-0. Then we went and played Satkvari, who haven't won a game yet but have plenty of draws. Smashed them 6-1. As you can see, Ismail Gad came off the bench and scored. Then we demolished 4th division side Demaskar, which is where Argelain scored his 4 goals, and they scored 2 own goals as well, and Chobot got 2 goals. I felt bad. I really felt. And we played a relatively rotated side. Like, we Henrique in goal, Germasov and Gad started at centre back, Porosenko started, Lorenzi, our left winger started and had a decent game. And Jakob, that's his only game he's played so far. Then we beat Kisvarda 3-2. Had a little bit of a squeaky bum time when we went 3 up at half time. They came back and made it 3-2, and then Elber got sent off right at the end. It was fair enough though. He pulled the player back when he was through on goal. They didn't score from it. It's fine. Then we beat Depression 4-0. Aziz, Chobot, Kleber and Lorenzi made it 4-0. And then against Ferencváros, we beat them 5-1. It was 1-1 at half time. I told the lads they needed to play better, and they duly obliged and went out and scored 4 in the second half. Hopefully we can do something similar. I also changed to a 4-4 or 4-2-4 for the second half. Hence why I'm starting this way today when Lorenzi isn't available, hoping that we can do the same against Videoton. In that run, we also set a record for most wins most consecutive wins in the top division in Hungary. So we are doing the business. Hopefully we can continue doing said business. If we can make it 10 league games in a row this season winning, then I will be a happy badger. Because I didn't expect us to have a good run last year. I was really not expecting us to start this season off as well as we have. I am just a little bit weary that playing this way is going to not be ideal for us, but clever. Oh, looked like the keeper got a touch on that, but it's hit the crossbar. Now we're going to demand more just before half time. They have a free kick and they scored. The Videoton manager did come out and say that he didn't like the way we were playing, which is, I find, interesting, because we've been demolishing teams this year and nobody has seemed to be overly bothered by how we're playing. But then suddenly we're playing against Videoton and they're like, oh, terrible. And Dice hit the woodwork. Ujpest have now won 2 games this season, so you'd be happy to know. Anybody who was fearing they'd never score points this year, they eventually did. But thankfully not against us. I was thinking about not playing Donierski in this game, and I think he's probably seen that and gone, well, I'm just going to play badly anyway. Milshawn's not having a great game. I might bring him off. He's definitely been a bit of a weakness this year, and they want me to transfer list him because they reckon he is going to run down his contract. He's a bit of time left in his contract. A year and a half ish, maybe a little longer. So I'm not overly worried about it right now. But I do think that Sylvia after getting sent off. This is... I could play Milchon at wingback because he has been playing there occasionally. Just bring the 2v back to be just wingbacks on support. I think I'm going to swap you back to being a Mazzella and make Fugete a box to box because they're not really doing an awful lot so far. And I think that we might as well just make a change now to try and combat that. Donierski with a throw. Weak throw. Fugete. Donierski whips across the mask. Oh, he's only gotten scored. There's just 3 times the amount of goals he scored last year. He's already on 9. I'm going to tell Donierski to ease off his tackles. So don't want him getting sent off as well. The mask comes in, back post, bish bash bosh, in the back of the net. We're going to demand more. We're going to make a sub. Markovic not having a great game. Chobot not having a great game. Make you an inverted winger again, because that's what you were playing at before. Markovic can come off for Argelayan. We leave it at that for the time being. Chobot is next on the chopping block, and Soisalo is on the bench. Actually, do you know what? Fuck it. Soisalo. First opportunity he's had in a little while. He hasn't played too much of late. We've just been kind of playing with Chobot mostly at right wing because Chobot is a Hungarian international and I'm Hungarian national manager. Thus, I want to play the players for my team and make them as good as possible, which I think is a logical thing to want to do. Yeah, we are going to make those changes, but we are going to tell the lads to push forward. I do want us to win this game. I don't want us to lose. Fugete, back post, Elbear gets there, and their keeper gets a hold of it. The keeper going to make a mistake. He's holding it for a long time. They do get it out. And how is Pedro Henrique not offside? Who was keeping him on? Was it? No, it wasn't Albert. It was it Aziz? Aziz and Dai kept him on side. Okay, well we've lost this game. Push forward. There's always time. There's always time. Albert, big cross or big throw. The mask hits it back. Clever. Dinks it out to Toth. Fugete. Second shot. No. Alright, well that's it. We're definitely going to lose this game now. So, on a day when we could have pulled 7 points clear of Videothon and gone 10 games unbeaten in the current season, we are instead going to be 1 point ahead and end our run of 11 unbeaten. Argelain, working hard. The mask. Soisalo. He's only gone and scored. Okay, there's a chance. There's a slim chance that we'll get another goal. All because Argelain and his hard work, and we've lost. Don't be too hard on the team. Not far from pleased. The mask gets man of the match. Chobot, disappointed in you. Weren't at your best. Sylvia, disappointed in you for getting sent off. Markovic, you were shocking as well. Milchon, I think it's safe to say that the Milchon experiment hasn't worked and he will not be playing the next game, which is a cup game. That is very frustrating. Our first defeat, we were doing so well, and now Videoton are the only undefeated team with their 2 draws. Sylvia has been banned. The mask on form. That was, to be fair, superb in front of goal. Well done. Banned for 1 match because it was 2 yellow cards. Yeah, I can't do anything with that. We are hemorrhaging money, which is fantastic. Exactly what you want to see. And when are we going to come back is the question. Well, the transfer window is going to start in the middle of January. It's going to run until the Videoton game. It'll be after the Videoton game. So I think we come back before that. We do a little short break this time. We come back for the Diosciori Pushkash Academica games. Although I think that's when the third round of the cup comes in. It's somewhere around here, I think. We need to go back a little bit. That's the end of October. So because it's that. What? Third round. It was in December last year. Okay, so it depends completely on who we get in the third round. I'm saying it now. We're going to win our second round game against Kerult. We might come back for the cup game and Diosciori or Pushkash Academica, whichever it's in between. Or it might be one or before or after. Whatever happens. We might come back for the cup game. Either way, we're going to come back for Diosciori and Pushkash Academica or one and a cup game. So, if you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends. It'd be delightful if we could keep our growth going. As you would have seen on Monday, the channel turned 1 year old. It was birthday, anniversary. Merry, happy days. If you haven't watched that video, go watch it. I have a look at the first video I ever posted on this YouTube channel. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed making fun of myself. There's a very weird part in it that I think most people who get to that part would enjoy. But if you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I already said that. Thank you for watching, fellas, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!